Welcome back to Experts of Very Little. We know just enough to be dangerous. I am your host, Ben Scholler. We have Mr. John Stonebarger and Mr. Jacob Mosby. And in fact, I'm going to slide myself right in the middle, and eventually my camera might fix itself. But we are here. We're going to do our NFL preview, and I'm very, very excited about it because the NFL season is back this week, Thursday. Unfortunately, you can't really count Thursday because it's the Cowboys. However, Friday we have a game, so it's going to be very, very exciting. But the NFL season is back, fellas. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm ready. I can't wait for today.
Favorite season, favorite time of the year, but you are absolutely correct. Congratulations to the Eagles on a 1-0 record already.
Jeez, guys.
Oh, you don't think so, John?
Oh, I'm sure, but
okay.
Wow, folks, and that's supposed to be a true Cowboys fan.
Hey, listen. I know we'll more than likely go 1-1 with them. We're going to split. It just depends on which one we take.
Here's the real
1-1 with them.
Here's the real question, John. How many yards will Dak Prescott get?
He'll throw for over 400. He always does when you throw 3 times a game.
Put your money where your mouth is. I want it right now.
Well, now obviously with new coaching and offensive coordinator, that could change, but Dak is 50 plus normally.
Who they hire as their coach? Was it the JV coach of Plano East High School or something like that? I mean,
no.
Cool.
Shoddy, baby. Shoddy.
For everybody that doesn't know, Dak will throw maybe for 440 yards when they're down 35-3. But before that, he'll throw 3 pick sixes, and John will blame everybody else besides Dak Prescott.
We've already got rid of Noah Brown and all the and the guys who can't catch. That's fine. I'm cool with it.
They'll be down 35-3, and he'll say, "Oh, it wasn't Dak's fault. Like Dak's doing everything he can." Yeah, when he's playing against the third string secondary. So
not everybody could be closet Chief fans. It's okay.
Which transitions us into the storylines of the 2025 season. What are some of the storylines you guys are looking forward to watching this year?
Which Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers? See how he does.
Is Pete Carroll going to have a resurgence there in Oakland? Is Geno Smith?
Got Geno.
He brought a quarterback with him that he knows, which in fact turns to Seattle. Sam Darnold going to prove that he is a legit quarterback. What's transitions to is Minnesota going to regret getting rid of Sam Darnold. I mean, I think a big storyline is what's our host there's wearing the jerseys. I think a big storyline is after this year, the Panthers are going to pick up the 5th-year option on Bryce Young. I think he's going to prove that he's a quarterback that can play for him and stuff like that.
You get the quarterback that played the second half.
Are the Eagles
an NFL quarterback?
How is the Parsons trade going to affect both teams? There's a lot of storylines. The NFL is a soap opera week in and week out.
Especially if Jerry Jones is included.
I'm just excited be able to go to church, head home, football all day, turn it on. The one thing about the NFL that I like differently from college football is it seems like, and this isn't the same opinion from some people, but it seems like I can watch the Browns versus the Giants and be engaged. But if you're talking college aspects, if you're watching like Akron versus some other garbage, Middle Tennessee State or something, I won't watch that game. But in the NFL, I do, simply because I'm so invested in maybe in fantasy or maybe if we have something on it, we have some money on it or whatever. But I'm so much more invested in the NFL. I find myself watching all the games. It's just entertaining.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I can get up and turn on the first game. It doesn't matter if it's Cowboys or not. I can watch them all.
I mean, NFL's to me is the best entertainment there is in sports. I mean, but like you said, fantasy has a big thing to do with that, and now the sports betting. Look for our TikToks. I'm going to release some bets picks throughout the week, so that's going to be a segment. That's going to be a segment we do. I mean,
Is
if
he giving some
anybody knows me, I
juice?
love betting.
He giving some
Does
juice out,
Mose
John?
really know, though?
Does
I guess
Mose
we'll find
know?
out.
I don't know. We are going to find
We
out.
will find out how big of an expert I really am.
You'll be turning it off in one episode. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull up the last year's rankings here, as standings, I should say, and we're going to kind of take a look at it, and we're going to talk about it. And I want each of you to kind of give your input on the divisions and maybe a few storylines on the divisions, and maybe we'll look at our predictions here later. But kind of what you're seeing in this division and what might look off from 2024 to this year. We'll start in the AFC East, where the Buffalo Bills went 13-4, Dolphins were 8-9, Jets were 5-12, and the New England Patriots were 4-13. What's your favorite storyline in the AFC East?
Justin Fields for me.
Yep.
Is Justin Fields the Jets? They got a new coach. Is Justin Fields going to prove that he's a legit starter? I mean, I think all three of those teams are going to be a lot better. That Buffalo's not going to have an easy run to run away with the division, but it's all going to come down to the quarterback play. If Justin Fields is good, is Matt Jones good? Can Tua stay healthy? Because we know Tua can be good, but if he stays healthy, they might give Buffalo a run for that division title. I mean,
they very well could. Very well could. Are the Buffalo Bills going to be legit? I think they're Super Bowl contenders. I think Josh Allen can get them there. But it just depends on, like you said, how much better are the other three teams in that division going to be this year than they were the last year.
Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the game, John?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
And folks, this is why we say we're experts at very little, because that was a very little knowledgeable statement that John just said.
John already getting shots, man.
Hey, listen,
fake MVP. He got an MVP last year that he shouldn't have got. Should have went to Lamar. Should have went to Lamar, but everybody felt sorry for him. Oh, poor little Joshy. Poor little Joshy.
I am interested in seeing what the New England Patriots do.
Yeah.
With their new weapons. Drake May, a lot of talk around Drake May. I think they're going to be a lot better than 4-13, and I actually think the Miami Dolphins are going to be worse than 8-9.
They got Patriots got a big time coach too, Mike Vrabel. He came home. He came home.
Their biggest addition in the offseason.
Old Papa left, went on to college, and they had a year failure, so they bring back one of the rightful sons to see if he can get it back on track.
Gonna be fun. AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens were 12-5, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 10-7, Cincinnati Bengals were 9-8, and the Cleveland Browns were 3-14. Favorite storyline for this division?
Again, I think it's going to be which Aaron Rodgers shows up this year. Which Aaron Rodgers is in Pittsburgh? You've got the Aaron Rodgers that can elevate the Pittsburgh Steelers to fight for the division championship, or they could sit back there and be down at the bottom of the Browns this year. So
I think this is going to be the most entertaining division all year. I think Cincinnati's going to come back. I mean, I think Cleveland, I think they're not going to be an easy win. And then Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, is he washed, or is he going to have a little bit of over 40 magic like Tom Brady had or whatever? And then the Baltimore Ravens are still the Baltimore Ravens, but that can all change in a glimmer of hope for the Ravens, because Lamar Jackson's already hurt his foot. They had to go in X-rays. All it takes is one little injury, and they can be bottom of that division. But I mean, I think this division is going to be very entertaining to watch. I'm high on the Bengals this year, even though I do not like them. I think they bounce back and
Mhm.
make the playoffs. I think they make the playoffs. I mean,
The Bengals can get any kind of defense. They are dangerous.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see if they do. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Very fun division. AFC South. We have the Houston Texans were 10-7. Indianapolis Colts were 8-9. Jacksonville Jaguars were 4-13, and the Tennessee Titans at the first pick in the draft, and they were 3-14. Favorite storyline, John.
Mine is going to be Cam Ward. You know, obviously the Tennessee Titans is a big improvement at the quarterback position. You know, and then you bring in Travis Hunter. I mean, what's he going to do there in Jacksonville? You know, you've got a lot of young talent there. You know, what's Danny Dimes going to do in Indianapolis? You know, are the Texans still going to be up at the top? You know, they are dealing with some injuries, but they do have a lot of talent on that roster. So I think the Texans are going to win the division. Then you got a coin flip down to the bottom because any of those three can finish second, and they could turn around and finish fourth.
Mosby.
I think Cam Ward is going to struggle. I think Tennessee's going to struggle. They still do not have the talent that they need. Now, do I think Cam Ward's going to be a bust? No, I don't think he's going to be a bust. I think it's just going to be a struggle because Tennessee is not a very sexy team. They don't got a lot of stars around. Now, the Colts, I mean, I think the Colts, they might tank to try to bring Peyton's nephew there. I mean, their quarterback situation is like Anthony Richardson, Danny Dimes. I mean, that's nothing that scares you. Now, one team that I am very, very high on is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
I think they got the talent on offense. And if Trevor Lawrence, I think this is do or die time for him to
Mm-hmm.
establish himself as a top 10 quarterback. And if they don't make the playoffs, Jacksonville might need to go ahead and start looking at the quarterback market and moving on. But I think he's going to push them to the playoffs. I mean, I think they're going to compete with Texas for that division. But I also do think Houston underperformed last year. I think C.J. Stroud took a little step back, and I expect big things out of C.J. Stroud as in some of my bets that I'll be placing this year. He is one player milestone that I'm picking a lot because I expect him to have a very big bounce back year.
Man, this is the only Division Two notable that last season the net points, no one had a positive. 0 for the Texans. Everybody else was negative. So that is interesting to say the least. AFC West, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at 15-2, Los Angeles Chargers at 11-6, Denver Broncos at 10-7, and the Las Vegas Raiders. That's weird to say at 4-13. Mosman, will let you kick this one off because this is familiar territory for you.
Well, it is Kansas City, the Kings of Kansas City. It's still their division. It will still be their division. I think there's only one playoff team out of this division. It's Kansas City. Now I'll have to go back and look at my predictions that I made for 2025, but I think Kansas City runs away with this division. I think Denver, because they finished higher, they're going to have a harder schedule than the last place schedule that they had the year before. I think Bo Nix is going to have a similar letdown in that second year, kind of like C.J. Stroud did. Okay,
Ooh, that's a cool
Chargers.
take.
Chargers. Everybody talk about the Chargers. They had so far the biggest injury so far in the NFL. They lost their best offensive lineman, and that's massive. I'm sorry, that's massive. Okay, I wouldn't go as far as to say that the Raiders might not be the second best team in this division, but I don't think any of those other three make the playoffs. I think the Chiefs sail through this division. I think they go 6-0, and I mean, I think they sweep it. They've
Yeah.
only lost 2 games in the division in like the last 8 years. Like I don't see it changing. Like we have not got worse. We still got Patty Mahomes at quarterback, who unlike John, that is the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's not even close. I mean,
John,
Pat is the king.
John, respond, please.
Listen, we need to send Kermit the Frog back to Sesame Street or wherever the hell he belongs because I'm sick and tired of hearing it. The fact that you just said that they're going to go 6-0 in this division is asinine. Yes, the Chargers did
John,
lose.
you just look that word up.
John,
Yeah, absolutely. I just Googled it real quick.
Hold on. Ben, what was
No,
their division
absolutely
record
asinine.
What was their division record last year, Ben?
I thought we were talking about this coming year, not last year. Thank you. I let you talk. Now shut up. Thank you. Have a great day. Hey.
You said it's asinine. I believe they went 5-1 in the division last year,
hit
and the only reason why
mute
they didn't go
button on him real
6-0 is
quick.
because they benched their starters the last game of the year. So congratulations, Denver, on that win. That was gift wrapped to you, or they would have been 6-0. So to say it's asinine that they'll go 6-0 in the division. Again,
I say
folks,
it's asinine because the division was
folks,
better this
he's
year than
making
they
us
were
look like
last
there's
year.
2 experts on this podcast and 1 non-expert. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go on.
Hey, when they lose to the Chargers the first time they play this year, don't say I didn't tell you so. But anyway, so the division has gotten better. I don't care if you want to sit here and talk about the Denver Broncos schedule from last year to this year, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. Hey, great. Guess what? You've got a quarterback who's a year in, who I wouldn't say overachieved. I mean, he played well.
He very overachieved, John.
I would not say over. The dude is a great, legit.
He overachieved with the last
again.
schedule.
Hey, again.
Congratulations.
Hey, he played well, and he's only going to continue to play well because he does have better targets on the outside. Not only that, you add RJ Harvey to the backfield. This team is really, really good. And then you said it a minute ago. The Las Vegas Raiders have improved big time from last year. I don't see them winning 4 games. I see them winning more than 4, and one of them is going to be against the Chiefs. Thank you.
So the Denver Broncos last year, if John wants to say Bo Nix didn't underapprove, he thinks he was the Denver Broncos had 2 wins last year against playoff teams. Okay. One of those games was the last game of the year when the Chiefs benched everybody.
The number one goal when you start the season is you beat the players that's on your schedule. You beat the teams on your schedule, and that's what they did.
They had the benefit of a last place schedule that they're not going to have anymore.
Okay.
And teams got a year of tape on both.
Welcome to the NFL, buddy. That doesn't matter.
I don't know what you're seeing to think Denver Broncos have great outside help. They got Cortland Sutton, and that's it. That's it, man. I don't know what Sean Payton sent you or something to make you to pump him up, but whatever you're seeing in Denver, I just don't understand it. And I think a lot of this has to do with John can't stand that my Chiefs are the top dogs.
No, you will soon learn the name Pat Bryant. Just so you know, that would be a wide receiver that's going to be one of the ones.
That the last I checked was 5th on the depth chart. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, he's a rookie. I said you will soon learn, right? Okay, thank you. You will soon learn who that is, but you also forget.
Last I checked, if you're that dog, if you're that it as a rookie or not, it doesn't matter. You're usually starting on the depth chart, but
sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, also you forget what Sean Payton does with less talented teams per se. What did he do in New Orleans?
Well, he had Drew Brees.
Hold on.
One of the best quarterbacks.
Who was Michael Thomas?
Well, he had Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
No,
I mean, he had Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the NFL as his quarterback. So, I'm sorry.
But when they signed Brees, what was he?
You can't have success with one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history.
When they signed Brees, what was he? When they signed Brees, what was he?
He was a good quarterback.
He was?
Yeah.
I mean, he was decent, right? He definitely.
Chargers moved on, not because Brees wasn't good. They moved on
because
stay
healthy.
They thought, his injury.
He was walked. Yeah, they thought he was
washed. We don't want to pay big money to a guy coming off the shoulder injury, so we're going to draft Phillip Rivers. Which they drafted Eli Manning.
I was about to say,
pulled the thing and made the trade happen. So No, that's
But
not why the
you
Chargers
didn't
got rid
have
of him.
you
The
didn't
Chargers
have
got
the
rid of him
greatest
because
quarterback of all time.
he had a bad shoulder injury, and they didn't want to pay him that big money.
Yeah,
He,
you didn't have the
Drew
greatest
Brees
quarterback
wasn't
at the
Sam
time.
Darnold that you're signing. Hey, the Saints didn't sign Drew Brees because we need a quarterback to fill in for a year, and you happen to lease a 14-3 record. He was a good quarterback. They signed him because they believed in him.
Mhm.
I mean, you
Yeah.
go ask Nick Saban, his biggest
They
regret
took a chance on him.
and as an NFL coach, and he was tell you it's not signing Drew Brees, but that's because the training staff didn't approve of it. Had nothing to do with his skill or his talent. It's because of his injury to his shoulder. Like, so don't get there and say that Sean Payton turned Drew Brees. Yeah, Sean Payton's a good coach, but don't
You
sit
didn't
there and
run
act
him.
like that Sean Payton took freaking Trey Lance and turned him into Tom Brady. It was nothing like that.
So anyway, this is why. Listen, when these two get together, it's why we love doing this, because these two will go all over the place. So basically, what I'm looking at, I'm going to disagree with Mosby on this. I actually think there are still going to be 3 playoff teams out of this division, because I think it's a good division. I think it's a really really competitive division. So we will see for example, the Chargers had 301 points against, and the Broncos had 311. I don't know if that's sustainable. I know the Broncos have a really good defense, but we'll see. That's a really low number. So I think the Chiefs will score more points this year, but again, we will see. So moving on to the NFC East, we have the Philadelphia defending Super Bowl champions over the who, John?
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles 14-3. The Washington Commanders were a surprising 12-5 last year. The Dallas Cowboys 7-10, and then the New York Giants 3-14. Storylines in this division.
What is the trade going to do to the Dallas Cowboys? Losing Micah Parsons.
It's going to keep them out of the playoffs.
Kane and Kenny Clark, however you want to look at it. But I mean, that's the biggest storyline right now. Can Philadelphia keep doing what they're doing? Yeah, they've got a lot of talent on that roster. So I mean, it's one of those where at some point they're going to have to start signing these guys. You know, how long are they going to be able to keep this going? It's going to be interesting.
As long as Eagles will keep it going, as long as they don't make horrible contract decisions like Jerry Jones has proved that he's done. As long as the Eagles start to keep hitting on.
By the way, today, what was the contract today?
Oh my God, Devon Bland got a big deal. But hey, we can't pay Micah Parsons what he wants. But we're going to go ahead and sign one of the, not even a top 20 cornerback in the NFL to a massive contract. Yeah, great job, Jerry Jones. But the Eagles are going to run away with that division. I don't see any of those teams challenging them, not even close. Washington is going to take a step back. I think they will, but they still might. I think Washington's still going to compete for a playoff spot, and I think the Giants are going to be approved. I think the Giants will be approved enough that Brian Daboll will keep his year, and they're going to give him one more year to go with Jackson Dart. Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys. They might score a lot of points, but they're going to give up 60. I mean, Cowboys are going to miss the playoffs again. I mean, that's the Eagles' division to win, and if I just don't see any other way of it not happening.
Let me remind you guys, this is the same one that just said a minute ago that there's only one team coming out of his division, the Chiefs. So
Chargers just lost their best offensive lineman, or they'd be in there.
Biggest thing for me is the Washington Commanders 12-5 legitimate? I don't think they're going to go 12-5 again. I think they're good. I do. But I don't know. 12-5 is pretty rich for my blood for the Washington Commanders. But I am in agreement with the Cowboys and Giants will miss the playoffs. So I think both these will go. I think that's how I had it predicted. The Eagles and Commanders will both go. Moving on to the NFC North, we have the Detroit Lions 15-2. Incredible year last year. Minnesota Vikings 14-3, Green Bay Packers 11-6, and the Chicago Bears 5-12. What a division this potentially could be this year. John, Give me your
Eh,
thoughts.
This division is going to be fun to watch. You got second year guys. Obviously, it'd be JJ McCarthy's first year starting, but second year in the NFL. Caleb Williams, does he take a step or two forward with Ben Johnson at the helm? Um, then you've got the newly acquired Micah Parsons over there in Green Bay with that young team. And then, of course, you've got the Detroit Lions, and they're loaded as well. So this division here, I think you could potentially have two, maybe three teams as well coming out of this division for the playoffs.
Jacob.
I think the team that represents the NFC in the Super Bowl comes out of this division, and that team is the Green Bay Packers. And I think Micah Parsons is the reason why they do there, and Jerry Jones is going to have to watch it happen. Detroit's still going to be good, but I think Green Bay is they're finally Jordan Love's going to stay healthy. They're going to finally put it all together, and I think Green Bay is going to be the best team in the NFC. I think Chicago will be improved because of new coach, but I do believe Minnesota is going to take a step back because I think J.J. McCarthy, even though second year in the NFL, he's still going to be pretty much a rookie because he didn't play last year. So it's going to be a tougher because I think Green Bay is going to be better, Chicago is going to be better. So I don't see Minnesota going 14-3. I think last year got proven when they got smoked in the first round that they kind of hit a hot streak and rode it, and then it finally died down at the last couple weeks of the year.
I think the Lions and Vikings both take a step back simply because 15-2 is just crazy. I'm not saying the Lions are going to be worse. I mean, as far as record, yes, but I just 15-2 is that's so high. That's so hard to do. So I do think they come back, but I think I still have the Lions winning this division, but I think I had Packers 2 and Vikings 3. I had the Vikings going down significantly as well because of the quarterback position. So that will be a fun division to watch, though. That's going to be really fun. NFC South, come to my boys. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10-7, Atlanta Falcons 8-9, Carolina Panthers 5-12, and the New Orleans Saints 5-12. Give me your thoughts, boys.
I think it's Tampa Bay's division to win again, and
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay, you can get some good value if you go place a future bet for them to win the Super Bowl. I think Carolina will be improved. I think the Falcons will be about what they were last year. The Saints, I think, will have the first pick in the draft. I don't think the Saints are going to be very good at all. They don't have a quarterback. I like Kellen Moore. That's who the Cowboys should have signed, but not no. It's not Marty Schottenheimer coaching the Cowboys. It's Brian Schottenheimer. There's a reason why he ain't never got a head coaching job in all these years. Kellen Moore should have been who they hired. That's going to just be another in the long, not this year, but in the long term. That's just going to prove again that Jerry is mismanaging this team. But Kellen Moore just does not have the quarterback, and I think they'll get the first pick in the draft, and then that's when I think you'll see the Saints start taking a step because Kellen Moore will have a nice new shiny quarterback to play with going on in the future. But I think Bryce Young is going to prove that he deserves a contract extension and deserves other time, and I think the Carolina Panthers are going to have the offensive rookie of the year intact.
Wow. Okay, John.
Man. So yeah, I think it is Tampa's division again this year. But I do believe there's one team that's going to be right on their heels, and it's the Atlanta Falcons. You got Michael Penix coming back. I mean, obviously he got a little bit of playing time last year. You've got a very loaded offensive side of the ball. I mean, does Kyle Pitts finally show up, or is he the bust that everybody thought he is? But I mean, obviously you've got Bijan Robinson, you've got Drake London, you've got a very, very, very talented offense, but they went out and improved their pass rush. They got some young talent there, and I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to be improved from last year. And then of course the Panthers. I do believe that Bryce Young will continue to play like he played there at the end of the year. And if you can do that, I mean, if he can do that, really, the Carolina Panthers will be much improved. And then, yeah, you've got the New Orleans Saints down there in the cellar. It's my question is how long will it be before they trade Alvin Kamara?
I think pretty quick.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Hand the keys to Devin Neal and get rid of Kamara. You'll be okay.
And
I
don't think Kyle Pitts is a bust, John. I think everybody thinks he's a bust because everybody's comparing him to the best tight end maybe in the history of the NFL and Travis Kelce. Hey, Kyle Pitts is going to put up 700, 800 yards, which is very, very good for a tight end. But with the expectations that was put on Kyle Pitts coming out of college, that's why everybody thinks he's a bust. Like that was unfair to him.
Just a little disclaimer: if you haven't figured it out yet, this guy is a Chief fan. Everybody on that team is the best of all time at every position.
As what other tight end, John, put up 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons?
Oh my
Jerry
goodness.
Rice is the only other one to ever do that. I mean,
so I think
Mike Evans.
I think the Carolina Panthers, for them to do anything, they've got to play defense. Their defense was so bad, atrocious. 534 points against last year. That's just so bad. It's amazing they won.
They'll have big Derek Brown back, so that will help out.
Yeah. So I do think they go better than 5-12. I do, and I am in agreement with the Saints going down. So, but yeah, Buccaneers going to win this division. I don't know if it's even going to be close. Probably by 3 or 4 games. But we'll see. We will see. NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams 10-7. Seattle Seahawks were 10-7. The Arizona Cardinals were 8-9, and the San Francisco 49ers were 6-11. Mose knows. Why don't you go ahead?
I think this division has the second best team in the NFC, according to me. According to what I think the Rams are loaded. And I would not be surprised if the Rams did make a run to the Super Bowl and then Stafford retires into the sunset. I think the Seahawks are going to be 8-9, 9-8, around that range. I think Arizona is going to struggle, and I think Arizona will fire their coach and maybe be looking to move on in the quarterback market. I think San Francisco will be improved, but I don't think Brock Purdy is going to prove that he earns that money. I think my view as San Francisco as a Super Bowl contender is long gone. That window to me is closed. Now, do I think they'll be improved and maybe compete for a playoff spot? Yes, but I don't think they have any chance to make a run for the Super Bowl.
John?
Yeah, I think the Rams are going to be one of the better teams in the NFL this year. So, I mean, this division is theirs. I do believe that the Seattle Seahawks, it's all just going to depend on, of course, what Sam Darnold shows up. If you get the Sam Darnold from last year, I think you could win 9 or 10 games and make the playoffs. But we'll just have to wait and see. And then, I think you'll have Saints first overall pick, and I think the Arizona Cardinals will be right behind them. I think they're gonna fall off drastically, but the 49ers is going to be the biggest improved team here in this division. I think they'll finish third, but they're going to be a whole lot better than they were last year. And it's not going to be, unfortunately, not making the playoffs is not going to be on Purdy. They simply right now, I mean, they don't even have a number one wide receiver.
I think it's going to be 100% on Purdy. I think Purdy's an average quarterback
for the first half of the season. Let's speak educatedly here. So if
I am
the first 6 games at least, he's not going to have his number one
last year.
His number one receiver will be Pearsall and Juwan Jennings. Who
you pay the quarterback that much money to make your team look better and put him over the top? You don't pay your quarterback that much money if he has to rely on every other position on the field to make.
You got to have somebody to throw the ball to. If not, I mean, if you don't have a wide receiver, you might as well not even have a quarterback. I mean, because at that point, you're not throwing to anybody.
You have to have someone to throw the ball to. Who made it to the Super Bowl last year without a top 10 receiver, without a 1,000-yard receiver?
Oh, stop!
Let
me forget that. Well, I mean, all hail Kansas City Chiefs.
Josh Allen won the MVP last year without an elite receiver? So you got to have someone to throw the ball to. No, I think you just got to be good at the quarterback position.
They've got a lot of good
And I
weapons in
think Brock
Buffalo.
Purdy's
That's different.
luck train. I think Brock Purdy's luck train has sailed. I think the 49ers are going to regret giving him that massive contract, because now these pieces that he's had that has made him look good, they're not going to be able to afford them anymore. I mean, they already had to trade one receiver, Brandon Ayuk. He may not ever be the same. And they just gave
Debo
him
wasn't
money,
even a
and he blew
receiver.
his out his knee. Juwan Jennings wants out of there. So
Yeah, because he wants over $20 million a year and
well,
hasn't
again,
done anything.
so but then you pay a quarterback who is average, in my opinion, who's average. You pay him that much money, and then now you don't have the money to pay your people.
But to you, every quarterback's below average because they're not Patrick Mahomes. So
No,
again,
my quarterback here. You want to hear my quarterback here? Is go Mahomes on top, Lamar 2, Joe Burrow 3, Josh Allen, Jordan Love. I think is number 5. I just don't think Brock Purdy. Jalen Hurts is 6. I just don't think Brock Purdy is. I think what we saw last year from Brock Purdy is what Brock Purdy is going to be.
No.
Where's Brock Purdy ranked at for you guys?
I think he's about 15.
I was going to say he's top 15.
What's top 15 is not very good. I mean, he's not better than Baker. He's not better than Stafford. He's not better than. He's not better in golf. He's not better. Hell, if Sam Darnold has another year like he did last year, you put him ahead of Purdy.
So my question is, and I proposed this to a few people last year. When they were having a ton of success, Brock Purdy was getting a ton of the recognition, and they were obviously loaded, right?
Well, I mean, he was doing his job and being a game manager.
Okay, so here's my question, though. Here's my question to that.
Check down Tommy.
Replace him with Bryce Young 2 years ago. What the Panthers were. Panthers were terrible. We didn't have anything. What are Brock Purdy's numbers compared to, is Bryce Young successful in San Francisco?
Very well could be.
2 years ago, that San Francisco team was so loaded. You put any quarterback that can throw a ball, I don't think you see a drop off because they were that deep. But now they're not that deep, and Purdy, they had those injuries last year. Purdy got exposed. I'm sorry, your argument that he needs those players to be good just backs my argument that he's way overpaid.
Oh, it doesn't back any argument of yours because you're throwing number 4 receivers out there for him to throw to, aside from George Kittle. I mean, for crying out loud, if you put Xavier Worthy over on the 49ers, he has 1,000 yards last year.
Does he?
Because there was no other wide receiver to throw to.
John, there's no other wide receiver to throw to for the Chiefs either.
And did he hit 1,000 yards?
No, he didn't. But
okay,
thank you. Super Bowl. Because the fact is, they have a quarterback that doesn't need superstars around him to have success.
Which brings us to this. We have our NFL playoff predictor. And what we did here is we went to profootballnetwork.com, and they have a section on their website to where you can actually select every single winner for every game every week, and it sends out the standings of what your predictions are. And if you guys can notice, there's one that's different than the others. Somebody didn't follow the rules. However, we're not going to call that out. We're just going to look here at the standings and kind of look at each other's standings here. And what surprises you? I'm going to say right now, my big surprise is look where I have the Niners.
Winning the division.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. After I finished, I'm like, whoa.
Well, they do play a last place schedule, so.
That's kind of what happened. I don't like my Giants 1-16. They're not going to go 1-16, but I stayed true to it. I didn't go change anything. What do you think, John? What do you see?
Well, I'm trying to compare yours and mine because I can't see Mosby's at all. But you know, you look at the AFC South, and like I've said, I mean, it's almost like just a shot in the dark. You throw a dart up at the dartboard and see where it sticks. I mean, that's kind of the way it played out there for the both of us. I mean, I got the Tennessee Titans winning 9 games, and that wins them the division. Holy moly!
I've got them going 3-14.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, wow.
You
I
got
mean, that's like the
John-
biggest
John,
difference.
You have Tennessee winning the division.
That's just the way it played out after selecting the games. But if you look at every other division, I mean, you've got the Niners going 12-5,
Hey, hold on.
10-7.
Who's John have winning the AFC West? Oh man.
Oh man, by 1 game.
Hey, doesn't matter. Win's a win, right?
So that's the thing is I had Denver and the Chargers going 11-6. I actually had the Raiders going 7-10. That's pretty close to John. I still had the Chiefs going 14-3.
And see,
But
I'm a Chiefs homer. I had them going 13-4. What John have them going?
12-5.
12-5.
And then the Chargers 11-6, and the Broncos 10-7. So
So in other words, you got you two think the AFC West is just going to beat up on everybody. So I had the Chiefs going 13-4. What's the other records?
7-10 for the Raiders, 5-12 for the Broncos, and 5-12 for the Chargers.
I stand by that.
Man, John, what do you think?
5-12 for the Chargers. Wow.
John, I don't think you understand how big that injury is for the Chargers. If Slater wouldn't have been towards knee and would be playing this year, I would have the Chargers in the playoffs competing for that division. But I don't think people understand with the type of offense they run and everything, how big of that injury is. Slater is not just a freaking Jalen Moore that we just signed from the 49ers. Oh, if you get hurt, oh, well, we'll throw someone else. Slater is their best offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He's maybe the best left tackle in the NFL. You take that out, that is going to hurt them big time. I'm sorry, it is. And I think it's going to cost them many games, not just a few. I think it's going to cost them a lot of games.
Well, it looks like, just judging by our deal here, me and Ben both have them going 11-6. So that's pretty impressive.
We all can't be experts, okay? There's only got to be one of them, you know. That's my division.
Okay, I have Dallas going 5-12. John's going 11-6.
Of course. He wants to call me a Chiefs homer, but he's got Dallas going 11-6.
You guys going 9-8. You guys going 9-8.
But that's what I said. I think they'll be right there, but I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs.
So here's something interesting though. He talked a lot of noise on the Niners. He has them going 12-5.
Oh, I know.
No, I said the Niners, I think, will make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to compete for a Super Bowl.
What does he have?
The Niners are playing a last place schedule, so they're going to have an easier schedule. So yes, they're going to get a lot of wins because they're going to play against people like the Saints and stuff like that. So they're going to get a lot of wins, and I think they're going to beat up on the Cardinals and the Seahawks. But when it comes to the playoffs, I think they're one and done.
What does he have the Rams going?
He's got the Rams going 13-4.
Yeah.
So, dang, we're pretty similar in the NFC West, John.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting one. I want to look at the NFC North. We both got the Lions going 12-5. I got the Packers going 11-6. You got them going 10-7. Mosby has them going 13-4. He is a believer in the pack.
I think they are the best team in the NFC.
Man, that's a pretty big statement. Now, Ravens, I had 13-4. Mosby's got 13-4. You've got 12-5. So that's pretty close. And the Bengals. Let's end on the Bengals. So 12-5 for me, 11-6 for you and Mosby. And let's go over to the playoff predictions. Looks like this. I have the Ravens over the Eagles in the Super Bowl. John has the Lions over the Bills, and Mosby has the Chiefs over the Packers. John, give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less.
We all three have different teams, and there's 6 teams in the Super Bowl. We don't have one common team.
One common opponent. But hey, I will give it to you, Ben. You have the Chiefs getting eliminated in the latest round they've ever been eliminated in the AFC Championship game. So John has them losing the first round of the first game they play, divisional round, right there. So John
Yeah, the
has
Chargers beat them.
John has the Chiefs getting the 1 seed, getting the bye, but has them losing in the divisional round. But I mean, my memory may be foggy, but have the Chiefs played in anything less than the AFC Championship game since Patrick Mahomes has been the quarterback? And my memory may be even more foggy. Hasn't it took overtime in both of those losses for them not to play in 7 straight Super Bowls? So
what's that got to do with
what?
this?
Hey, but John wants to call me a homer. But what other proof or facts do I have that's been showed the last 7 years that they're not going to at least make the AFC Championship or farther? Because there ain't no other facts. That's what it's been every since Mahomes has become the starter of the Chiefs. That's what it's been. Been AFC Championship or more. That's it. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. The dude's not 38 declining. I mean, they just drafted a guy that was going to be a top 5 pick until his injury and his character issues that is killing it at left tackle to protect them. I mean,
Hey, more importantly, Mosby, can we take a look at that first round matchup where he has the Cowboys beating the Rams at LA?
he wants to call me a homer, but like my last 7 years of history back up what I say. John is just straight. Please, Cowboys, please. I pray.
I should have just freaking put the Panthers in. I should have had them going 11-6 and
So, yeah, we can come back and revisit this at the beginning of the playoffs. We can revisit these standings throughout the year to see how it's going and stuff like that. I mean,
it's gonna be fun. I think we need to have something on whoever's the worst. That's the
so John, what do you really think about the Cowboys? Since you are the Cowboys guy, this is your team.
I would think that right there would show you what I think about the Cowboys. I think they are a playoff team this year. They're not winning the Super Bowl, but yes, I do believe they're a playoff team.
Okay. Ben, how do you feel about your Panthers?
We are going to be we're going to be improved, but we're not making the playoffs.
And me with my Chiefs.
We already know. We already know
that they're the big dog on the block, and until someone knocks them off, they're always going to be the big dog on the block.
That's funny.
Hey, Patty got a new haircut.
Hey, what happens if Kermit goes down with a season-ending injury?
Oh, then that changes everything, John. That like people.
Oh, I would just listen. I never pray
like
for
the old
anybody
men that I play golf with.
I would almost love
Here's
it.
a phrase, John, on that, because we're not predicting injuries, okay?
No.
But the old men that I play golf with, like what you just said, if and once are candy and nuts, the world would be a sweeter place. We don't know if that happens. Then yeah, this is all non and void because you take out Patty, we're not going to be anything. But that goes back to you. I'm glad you brought up injuries because that just backs up my point about the Chargers. They just lost their best offensive tackle, offensive lineman. But
so injuries and not having your starters can derail a season.
Yeah, that's why I don't think the Chargers are making the playoffs.
So what you're saying is it's really not on Brock Purdy. It's the fact that they don't have all of their starters out on the offensive side of the ball.
No, it is on Brock Purdy because you go look at the top guys, quarterbacks.
Hold on. How can we pick and choose when that takes effect?
Hey, John, didn't Josh Allen just win an MVP without an elite quarterback?
No, hold tight. You answered my question that I asked you.
Hasn't Lamar Jackson won 2 MVPs without an elite receiver? Hasn't Patty Mahomes played in 3 straight Super Bowls since they traded, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, they're not going to be any good anymore because they got rid of Tyreek."
You realize you're arguing with yourself.
Hasn't he played in 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them since they ain't got no superstar receiver? So no, I'm sorry, John. You're like, and Ben brought up a good point. You put
You're arguing
Bryce
with
Young.
yourself.
You
You're
put
arguing with
Bryce.
something you just agreed to.
You put Bryce Young on that 49ers team when they were injury free and loaded. There's no difference. But you put Purdy on the Panthers. He's not elevating the Panthers. Me and Ben have had these conversations. That if you put Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, some of these quarterbacks on the Panthers with the roster have, do they go 13-3? No, but they're competing for a playoff spot because they're elevating them just because of who they are. Brock Purdy's not elevating the team. No, they're not. I'm sorry. I stand by that. I will stand by that until I'm proven wrong. And I ain't been. He's not elevating the team. He's a Josh Allen. You got him repeating. My son, my 10-year-old son just said Justin Herbert.
Ooh.
I am going redemption, Patty Mahomes.
Baker Mayfield.
I like it. I like that pick.
Baker Mayfield, and your one bold take to end the episode.
I think we saw it with my division picks. I think the Chargers and Broncos finished 4th and 3rd in that division.
Okay, John.
I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. Ollie Gordon will be the leading rusher for the Miami Dolphins.
Folks, if John's not on the episode anymore, it's because we admitted him to a psychology center to get his brain studied. Something is, but
Bold
Just
take.
fine.
Bold take for me. Tyler Warren. It's a bold take. Tyler Warren has the best tight end season of the year.
good pick.
Any last thoughts?
Good luck on all your fantasy
It's
season.
going to be fun.
It's gonna be great. And like, subscribe, pass it on, repost, share it. Get it out there. Let's see where the saying goes.
Hey, real quick, just to piggyback off that, though, if you don't have time to watch it, we are on Spotify. You can put your AirPods in while you're at work and listen to it if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. I did. It sounded good the other day. You guys are amazing, and continue on being great. Have a fantastic Labor Day. Have a fantastic week, and football's back.
Let's go.
Go Chiefs.